Well, good morning, government class. As you can see, I am not here today, but you guys are lucky enough to have Mr. Malding covering for me. The good news is I'll be here in a little bit, okay? So what we're going to do right now is I'm just going to have Mr. Malding play this recording a little bit. But before he does that, typically in government class, what we do or how we start out government class is pretty simple. You guys come in and you're gonna see that usually when I'm here, news is playing on the big screen, and you guys are or should be paying attention to it. If you're not, that's your prerogative. But when I come in, what I do is I put on CNN 10 to give you guys an updated 10-minute version of student news, to try to give you guys some sort of information of what's going on outside of your own little worlds, outside of, or whatever. Okay. So after that is playing, then Mr. Malding can continue this recording and he can play it for the remainder of class. But I should be back before it's done. The recording is done. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Malding, if you would please pause the video and play CNN 10, I would greatly appreciate it. Okay. Great. We'll see you after CNN 10. Hey, welcome back. I know it was good. Carl Azuz is the man. Believe it or not, we used to actually have a Carl Azuz like shrine in the corner by my door, but we had to take it down. We got a little carried away with it. It was, I mean, people were bringing flowers and lighting candles, and it just got to be too much praise for Carl Azuz. So we got rid of it. Anyway, now after that 10-minute, well, hopefully it was 10 minutes of CNN 10, you guys are more informed and rip-raring to go and ready to learn about government class, specifically with me, Mr. Smith. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to start by introducing you guys to the class in general. In order to do that, I have a little presentation here that, if this works right, should work right. Okay, hopefully you all can see this. Okay. It's the Welcome to U.S. Government. And you may have seen this, themed presentation with other classes, with other teachers. Like most social studies teachers, I basically borrowed something that wasn't my own, and I'm using it. I adapted it to my own specific needs. Okay. Oops, I'm going too fast. So first of all, welcome to U.S. government. If you're not supposed to be in U.S. government and you're in here, you might want to talk to Mr. Malding right now about, going to see guidance or whatever to get in the right class. Okay, so welcome to U.S. government. This is a class, it's a term-long class where hopefully in that 9 weeks, we can give you a more detailed base of a knowledge of government. Okay, now this is not U.S. government and politics. Yes, we talk a little bit about politics because it is intertwined with government. We will not focus on politics. We will talk about it. We will mention the role it plays in the legislative process, but we do not dwell on it. It's very important to understand that. Okay, because if you're here for politics, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Okay? All right, let's move on. So, first of all, those of you that don't know me, I am Mr. Smith. Those of you that, have not had the fortune of having me in class yet, well, I'm sorry, and you've been missing out. Okay? This is my 5th year here at MHS, Marinette High School. Currently, I teach government, modern world history, current events. I have in the past taught AP US history, AP US government, and politics. So hopefully that trend starts to come back because, teaching AP government is really fun. AP US history is not as fun, but still fun. So that's what I teach. Those of you that know me in school or have had me before, you know that I am a husband. My wife, Mrs. Smith, she's also a teacher here in the Marinette School District. She teaches at Garfield. She's a 4th grade teacher, the master of the boogers and the butt cracks. She does great. She's awesome. I'm also a father. I have 2 sons. I have an 8th grade son and I have a 7th grade son. If you look here at the picture, you can see them playing football. Now you see 2 football players. Okay, now bear with me, but every time I see them, it doesn't matter where they are or where they're at. This is the picture I see of them. Okay, so you know they're growing to be big boys, but I will always see them as this. So that's a little bit about me. Here's our family picture. Our most recent family picture on a trip to Lake Superior, somewhere in Lake Superior. But yeah, it was just a impromptu family trip we took. This is me in one of the bucks I've harvested in my life, I guess. Just so happened that it had a drop tine on it. Obviously, I couldn't tell because I was hunting with a shotgun, and that's my deer stand way back there. So it was a ways. It was about a 100-yard, 90, 100-yard shot. So, but I did good. So, but no, that's a little bit about me. So if you have questions, hopefully I'll be here in a couple minutes to answer them for you about me, but I doubt you'd have questions about me. So let's move on. What is government? Now, obviously, I can ask that question, and I can guarantee you I'm not there, but I know I can see the picture. I can picture your faces, and basically, hold that thought. Gotta love the clapper. It's great. Greatest invention ever. As I was saying, I'm not there, but I can almost guarantee I know what your faces look like. Well, yeah, duh, Mr. Smith. I know what government is. Okay, government. It's what they do. It's the man, right? It's those people. They take our money. Okay. Chances are you've all experienced government in some way, shape, or form. Okay. In this class, you're going to actually find out what government really, truly is. Okay. We're going to look from the beginnings to present day and how it affects us on a daily basis. Because here's a newsflash for you people. You're going to be adults soon if you're not already, which means Uncle Sam will come. Oh, yes, he will come. Okay. All right. Moving on. In U.S. government, we're going to do the following. I tried to narrow it down to 9 things because we have technically 9 weeks in this class. That whole spring break week is really, we'll figure something out. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually talk about the origin of our American government. Because like any other good government, it started with an idea. Ours just so happened started out with several ideas that we just, as Americans do, took and made our own. Because that's what we do best. 2, we're going to examine the United States and its government on the theoretical basis of can it actually be considered a government, quote unquote, by the people? Okay? Because in most recent years, there's been this huge divide and debate in America whether the government is truly a government of, by, and for the people anymore. So we will actually discuss that and talk about that, but we cannot do that until you guys know all the theories and the ideas of where our government came from, like its basic principles and the fundamental principles that created our government, which hopefully you still believe we have today. 3, you're going to understand the rights and the liberties that we have as Americans transcend the will of the majority. Okay? Basically, what I mean by that is no matter what political beliefs you may hold, there is this basic principle that you should understand that your rights and your liberties as an individual have to be more important than the will of the majority. because when the government starts to trample on the rights of individuals, okay, where does it end? And we'll talk about that as well. 4, we're going to actually talk about and analyze how government. Whoa, hold on. Oops, sorry about that. We're going to actually talk and analyze about how the government actually engages in public policy. Now, what does that mean? Rules, laws, regulations, government passes and makes known to the people. And specifically, we're going to talk about specific and very important areas of public policy that, well, I'm not going to lie, and you probably know this already, they take up a lot of time and attention of our government. Okay, so we're going to cover the biggies. So just remember that we're all friends here. Okay, no kicking, no biting, no sassy mouth. All right, where am I at? 5. We're going to identify and evaluate the basic institutions of our government. That's just a fancy way of saying we're going to look at the 3 branches. We're going to basically break them down and analyze each of the branches, so you guys have a better idea of how each of the branches work and the purpose for said branch. Okay. Let's see, where 6? I'm at 6. Oh, this is very important. We're going to learn in this class how to discuss. You heard me talk about the big issues and the important areas of policy. We're going to learn how to talk and discuss these issues in a healthy way, in a very positive way. Okay, because when we're talking about the theoretical origins of our government, and we're talking about how, excuse me, how our government was founded, one of the basic principles that our government was founded on was, I hate to say this, cooperation, collaboration, compromise. The 3 C's. Okay, cooperation, collaboration, compromise. All right, you may hear me say that again, just so you know it's coming. Okay. Oh shoot, what number am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'm on. Yeah, 7. Basically, this leaves us with the investigation portion of this class. We're going to look at specific information. You guys are going to learn how to look at information and know, okay, wait a second, I'm reading this, and this is completely from a biased point of view. Now, when we are looking at historical documents, there wasn't, in the beginning, there wasn't political bias. Now, anything that you look up, it's going to have a bias politically, okay? And we need to know that when we're looking at government news about government policies, okay? Let's see, 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. We're on 8. Create an inquiry of your own choosing. At the end of this class, you guys are going to be doing a judicial branch project. Last term, we ran out of time, so I basically did a random draw. We are not doing that this term. You guys are actually going to be picking your own Supreme Court case. Usually that's how I do the judicial branch project, but I kind of ran out of time last term, so this term is going to be a little different. You guys will pick your own. Okay, I give you a list of landmark Supreme Court cases. You guys can do some research on them, figure out which one you want to do more research on, and then you actually will create a presentation to present to the class. So, and then, lastly, well, we're going to play games. We're going to have fun because it's government class. If we can't have fun in government class, you're going to hate life. Like, you're going to hate this class, and more importantly, you're going to hate me. And that is the last thing that we need. We need you guys to be engaged. We need you to be attentive. We need you to participate in this class because government, you need to know these things. I mean, as a responsible citizen, it is our duty to know these things. So, and I like to do the games. I like to do Kahoot. I like to do Quizlet Live. I even do kind of like it's not a Family Feud, but it's like a Jeopardy, online Jeopardy game. So, barring if the internet or the Wi-Fi works here or not. So usually it's hit or miss. So if we get a good day of the Wi-Fi, we should have a good day for Jeopardy. But I like to do the games like that. I also prior to COVID. COVID doesn't really help my class so much, because in my class, I like to get you guys into pairs and shares and into groups, but we can't do that anymore. Hopefully that starts to turn around here at the end of this school year. Maybe we can bring it back at the end of this term. We'll have to wait and see. It's one of those wait and see type of deals. So once again, if you have any questions about any of the things I'm going over, be sure to jot them down, because I'll be here shortly. Okay, let's move on. All right, my classroom expectations. I'm going to share with you on Canvas the classroom expectations based on the Marine Way, but I will wait till I'm there to do that, so I can actually show you how to access it when you're in classroom in Canvas. So, and I will actually have you join my Google Classroom, just because it's just another avenue for you to get the information for this class. I just like to post videos and presentations and things on there, so you guys have access to it. Okay. Cool. I need to take a breath. I'm going a little too fast there. All right. So before you look at it on the Marine Way classroom expectations, this is basic overview. If I basically took that, crammed it onto like 1 or 2 slides, this is the first slide. Your materials. First and foremost, you need to make sure you have a charged Chromebook every day for this class. Okay. I'm safe to say it. 90% of the time, you're going to use your Chromebook in class. You have to, because everything that we do on a daily basis, you're turning in on Canvas. Okay. So you have to have a charged Chromebook every day. A folder, probably not a bad idea if you have one of those for handouts, if I'm giving handouts to the class. With COVID, this has kind of gone to the wayside if you do have a handout. So that's not as important as your charged Chromebook, but wouldn't be a bad idea to have. A writing utensil, pencil. If you're going to do pen, make sure it's blue or black. For some reason, you know, me being an old man, the girls with their jelly glitter pens, yeah, they start to write. I can't read that. I mean, I don't know. Just the glitter, or it's the strange colors, but it's just not right. So if you're going to write in pen, make sure it's blue or black ink. So the last one, kind of important, if you can, or if you have them, headphones to hook up to your Chromebook. Sometimes I will assign text from the online source called Savvis, where you will actually have to analyze a text. So for those people that would rather hear it, we have online text which can be read to you. So you can actually hear it if you have headphones. I would rather have you have headphones than to be disruptive to the rest of the class if they're trying to read it. Now, the second part of that is sometimes I share videos with you that you can watch on your own, and you can do so in class if you have headphones. Okay. It's just a tool that we can add, and then we have added to Canvas. So, all right. Serious face now. Technology. As soon as the bell rings, okay, as soon as class starts with the bell ring, your cell phones are done. They're gone. I don't want to see them. Okay. 2, if you have a smartwatch, don't sit there and use it to text your homies, your buddies, your pals, your friends. Which is odd, because I never even knew that smartwatches could do that until I saw somebody with one of them little stencil things, pencils, and yeah, I don't know what they're called, but yeah, I saw them texting somebody on their wrist watch or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's got to be added to the classroom expectations. So don't do that. Your Chromebooks, they should be put away until you actually need them. As soon as CNN 10 is done, that's typically when you can bring your Chromebooks out, because that's when we're actually starting class. And then I will show you where the lesson is, and you can access it, and we go from there, okay? That being said, when you have your Chromebooks and you're using your Chromebooks, make sure you're using them appropriately, okay? We don't need you, if I assign a discussion post and you have to post something and then comment on someone else's post, make sure when you're commenting on some other person's post that you're respectful when doing so. Okay, because not only will you be, going against my classroom expectations, but you'll be going against the, acceptable use policy for the Chromebook. So don't do that. And more importantly, it's just not nice. Period. Okay. Last but not least, remember this, people. I reserve the right to take away your tech if you don't follow my rules. Okay. Homework. You're going to love this. You all will love this. Homework. You can hand homework in. This is very specific now, homework. So we're talking formative assessments. Okay. Not tests, not quizzes, not your project. Okay. This is the formative homework. Okay. You can hand that in anytime up until the next unit test. And before I grade it, I take 10% off and then I grade it. Okay. I'm not the teacher that you lose like 10% a day. It's you lose 10% and then I grade it. So if you get everything correct and it's worth 100 points, you can still get a 90 out of 100. What's that? You love me? You think I'm awesome? Right back at you. Okay. That's what I do. I mean, this government class is designed for you to get the most out of government, learn the most out of government, but more importantly, it's geared to help anyone who struggles, giving them every opportunity to pass. Okay. Now, obviously, there's leeway with that as well, with COVID and quarantines and close contacts and everything. I understand that all of a sudden, you're here one day, you're gone for 10 the next. I get it. Okay. Obviously, that can be we can work around that, so don't worry too much about that. So the next part, you can correct any test and get half your points back. I used to do this for the kids that failed. They failed their test, and then I had all these other kids. Well, how come they get to earn half their points back and I don't? Well, because they failed and you got an A. I know, right? Yeah, and typically it's the good students who are really upset and, let's just say, complaining about it because, instead of getting that 90%, they want to get that 95. Hey, I get it. It's all about that GPA. Scholarships. I get it. So I now open that up to anybody that wants to correct their test. They can correct their test. Okay. So just so you know, that's out there for you. All right. Running out of time here. So let's move on. Let's finish up with classroom expectations. Attendance. This is very simple to understand, people. We are a block schedule blended learning model, which means you are here 2 days a week. Now I know what you're saying, but Mr. Smith, life is tough. I mean, I get it. You got 5 days off a week. I mean, you pretty much got to work 2 days a week. I get it. I mean, that's just got to be rough. I mean, seriously. But you're supposed to be here 2 days, so I expect to see you here 2 days. If you're not, well, you're responsible for going through the lesson on your own and doing what is needed to be done on Canvas. So, and with my, late policy, you have all the time in the world. But I'm not going to pressure you if you're, dogging it. If you missed a lesson, that's on you. Okay. With Canvas and Google Classroom, it should be a breeze. So let's move on to the ethics code here. It's very simple. Don't take credit for something that's not yours. Okay. The first time, I mean, when you do it the first time, first of all, you think you're going to get away with it. Second, you think I'm a complete moron. That I'm not going to recognize that, ooh, that's a really, really, really good answer for this student. Let's check it. And I'm not going to copy and paste it and put it into Google and search it. Don't play me for a fool because it will not end well for you. Okay? Now, that being said, the first time, that's your freebie. The second time, and I didn't know this until another teacher told me, there's actually a write-up in Skyward for academic dishonesty. I know, who knew? Now I know. So the second time I'm done with it, I just put it in for, the referral, and the office deals with you, and my hands are clean. So last but not least, class participation. Unless you like to hear me talk, unless you want me to talk for 90 minutes straight, it is better for you to participate in class. Because I am always a fan of more of you, less of me. Okay? I'm a fan of you guys. And I understand that you're a fan of me and you want to hear me talk 90 minutes straight. But I mean, let's get real. You are not a fan of me yet. Some of you are, and I know who you are and I appreciate that. But I would rather hear more from you. Okay? Because as I said before, the founding fathers, it came down to cooperation, collaboration, compromise. Okay? That's what makes government class good, fun, enjoyable, debate, discussion, okay? Participation. All right? Well, okay, I'm TikToking away here. So I'm probably going to end here. I should be, if I'm not already, I should be in the door. So hopefully I'm seeing you in a hot second so we can go over the classroom tour. All right? I'm going to stop sharing this. Oh, I guess I'm not. I'm going to exit this. Okay. So, yes, I will be seeing you in a second.